I was like, Bastila, still one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time,
Thank you.
and just very layered. Just so much layers to her character,
Oh my God.
and I don't know if there was like that one memorable moment for
Oh yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that character so much. I love her. Love her, love her, love her. I will never forget because what we did, the way we recorded it, what I remember is that we recorded all of the light side dialogue first. And I loved it because I'm like fighting the good fight and trying to save the universe and the bad guys and like, woo, here we go. And then I go back and they're like, okay, so now you're like this. And I was like, what? What? Who, what? Because this was early days, right? Before we really got into that whole, multiverse of approaches to things. And it took me a few minutes to key in. The director's finally like, just do it. I was like, okay, okay, got it. Okay, I will be amoral and let's go. It took a minute to catch up to that adjustment. It was really, really fun though.
Nerd Reactor, roll out.
Jennifer.
John.
So it's like you're a legend. You know that. You're in the Guinness World Record. Like, what is it? The most prolific female video game voice actor, and that's like, is there like a trophy for that or something?
No, there's not. I found out on Twitter. Steve got a plaque because Steve Bloom is the most prolific male, and as a male there are more opportunities, so his numbers are higher than mine. But yeah, I found out on Twitter, and then I grabbed a copy of the magazine, and it sticks on my wall.
So see, there you go. You
That's
got that.
my trophy. I made my own trophy. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I made my own trophy. I'm happy.
That's good. That's kind of like a lesson, right? Like if things aren't like there, you just gotta just take it and just make it happen.
Exactly, and you got to appreciate the things you do get, and not complain about the ones you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of projects I want to talk about, but past, present, and future. But I want to start with the past, like in terms of, because you've started like animation, video games, and all that, and I was wondering if there was like that one moment you remember, like this is what it's like to be a voice actor.
So many, so many. I mean, I've been doing this since I was in high school. It's crazy. And my first job voice acting in LA, I will never forget. I wasn't even allowed to watch cartoons as a kid. I had no idea how to do them. I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't even cool enough to be a nerd. I read books and hung out with my dog. I was that person, right? And I went outside in the woods and built forts by myself. It's really a sad picture, but it worked out well. So I moved to LA and I moved out for film and TV because I was working in Birmingham, Alabama, and then I'd kind of commute to Atlanta to get the better paying jobs over time, and got my first role in a film. And I was like, that acting makes so much sense to me. And so I moved to LA to do that. And I was booking, but when you work 3 or 4 times a year, you can't live off that. You can't do that yet. So one day I got the notion to make a commercial demo in LA because I'd done it for years down south just to make some cash. And that got me my agent, which is SBV, where I still am today. And this was in 93. And Charles Massey in the shower, he had the inspiration to send me in for the callbacks to Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego. And I booked it. And it was, at the time, they do these like 57 episode buys or 64 episode buys where you were like done. That was like, they didn't give you anything more than a day contract, but you knew there was, if you kept doing well, there were another 60 some or 50 some coming. I was terrified. I did not know what I was doing. I jumped into every class I could find to figure out how to do this. I was even sick right before the record. It was so scary, but I found my way through, and I remember just being blown away by the talent in the room. I was like, what is this? These are the most crazy, scary, talented people I've ever seen in my life. What am I doing here? It was that feeling like, oh, they're going to fire me. I know. And I was sure of it every week. And that's part of why I jumped into training. I was like, I want to keep this job. I really like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like Carmen Sandiego, because now like they're still making there's like a recent video game, I think it's a mobile or PC, or it's still a thing, like Carmen, like working on these projects. How does it feel being part of that? And it's like a legacy.
It's incredible. I didn't set out for any of it to happen, and I rarely look back. That's kind of one of my shortcomings. I don't often look back and go, oh yeah, I did do that. But I've been getting some encouragement lately to do more of that, and it's kind of cool. It's really beautiful. It hits me when I go to conventions. I'll do like 5, maybe 6 conventions a year, and when people, I don't like the word fans because they're the community. Like they're why we do this, right? When community members, also known as fans, come up to me and talk about what it meant to them, it blows me away. Then I really see the impact. And then I just want to call all the writers and producers because really they're the ones that birthed this thing. And we were so lucky as actors to be the ink in the tip of that pen, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I saw you at the Metal Gear panel, and just your passion. It just, I feel it, like the heart and all that, and also the stuff like the AI stuff. Like that's like your fight against that,
Yeah.
and like that's what I love about you. Like you're out there, you're fighting the good fight, and you're like not afraid to speak your mind.
I'm kind of, ready, fire, aim. That's how I'm
Yeah.
wired.
And
Ready,
was there
fire.
ever like in terms of that, were you always like that type of person? Like, I want to, I want to fight for the people and all that, or were there was
Yeah.
like a time where you're like, I don't know, I'm like scared.
Oh, I was painfully shy. I still, it's one of the things you can't see about me, but it's very true. I get really shy. But there's other piece of me that's like, excuse me, I have things to do, takes over. And I'm like, ah. But I mean, I come from a line of we'll call it poop stirrers. People who don't, when they see things that aren't right, they'll stand up. My father was very much that. And I wasn't lucky enough to be raised by him, but I found him, and we were so alike in that aspect. So I feel very lucky to be of that lineage. Yeah, I can't stand it. I hate stupid and I hate destructive, and I will throw myself in front of the bus if I think it's going to help. I'm doing that a lot these days. So yeah, I'm
Oh
doing
yeah.
everything I can to support. But I also, though, it's really important to me. One thing I've learned along the way um, is that my perspective is just that, my perspective. I can only see the slice of the circle that I can see. So I've really practicing stopping and asking as many different perspectives as I can on this thing. Like with we're currently, when we're recording this, there's a strike going on in the games community, and I've heard a few things about what people are saying is the intention of producers on the other side. And so I've learned enough to reach out and ask them directly. And it's been really great to hear back, no, that's not our intention. And we really deeply appreciate you guys. And I'm excited that, things are moving and in play that are helping to close that gap and help us remember that we're all humans on the side of creativity. And our ultimate goal is to work together. And I find that really encouraging.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, because the whole everything that you're working like with voice acting, it's like a collaborative effort with the team, the directors, other castmates, and I was wondering like for you if there's a moment of just teamwork where you're like, wow, this is what it's like to be part of a collaborative effort. At the end, the results are amazing, and then part of it is like amazing too.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It's one of the things I love most about this industry, John. It's just I can't believe the quality of people that we get to work with every day. I mean, even like look at you, look at the journalists, look at the whole community. It's incredibly bright, creative, forward-thinking, open, inclusive, interesting people are everywhere, and it's so much fun. It's incredible to be a part of. I just pinch myself. Yeah, it's true. Like wow, it's amazing. It's wonderful. I just appreciate it so much. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Do you still
Yeah.
pinch yourself now? Because you've done a lot of projects, and it's like I'm
Yeah.
used to this now. Like I can do this. No more challenges.
Oh no, every day is a challenge. Well, because the industry is always changing, right? And if I rest on my laurels, I become out of date very quickly. I become boring and I become full of myself. And I know one or two people like that, and I can't stand to be
Yeesh.
around them. It's not what I want. It's not
Yeah.
what I want. And our job is service. Ultimately, we live in service to the divine spark of creativity that flows through all of us. And we live in service to each other, to uplift each other, to bring out the best in each other, to remind ourselves who we really are.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why we're here. Yeah.
And I think like a great example of just like when you're working on a project and then something new comes up, you get excited. Let's say for example, X-Men '97, the previous X-Men, it's like it's cherished, beloved, and then 97 comes out and people love it. It's been people just going wild. So
Yeah.
like still now, there's always something new and exciting. And with that, I think what is it? There's been talks about there's like recording for season 3. I don't know if you can say anything like, yeah, I think I'm doing recording. I don't know. Can't say nothing. Okay.
I've learned the hard way. Not too hard. I've learned watching other people learn the hard way.
Yeah.
I don't say anything until I'm retweeting the producer's tweets. And I'm like, okay, now I'm safe to talk about it. I'll repost your Instagram post. Now I'm safe. Yeah, no, I don't, no way. Because I don't know what's in the mix, right? I don't know what I might have screwed up by just sharing that. So my mouth is shut.
Oh, that's true.
I love that show. I love those writers. I love those creators. I love our community. It's such a good, oh my God, what a dream, right?
Oh yeah.
And I love
that
it.
Play different yeah. No,
yeah.
You go first. But I was gonna say like you get to play like different versions of Jean Grey, like the personality, like the good and then the bad.
Oh my God. It's the crazy and all the things. Yeah, it's wild. It's so much fun. It's to be all those things is a blast. And the writing is incredible. And I love what I was gonna say is I love that team, so many members of that team grew up watching the show. Like what you can't get any more fan love than that, along with their brilliance. Like that's the perfect storm of awesome.
Oh yeah. And that, because I've been, I talk to like actors in terms of future projects. So I understand the whole like, I'm going to get in trouble by the directors or the creators and they'll like call me on the phone and they yell at me. And it's like, I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah. You can't.
Yeah.
No, I'm not putting you in that position either. I won't throw you in the boiling water. Yeah. Sorry, I threw you in boiling water. I hope it's okay.
That okay. We won't talk about that. But in terms of, I'm trying to. I can't even talk about that too. All the stuff.
I know. Now you sound like me.
Swipe.
You sound like me. They're like, "What have you been doing?" I'm like, no. Well, no. Staying busy. It's that lame answer. Staying busy. Like I have some things that are airing right now. Unicorn Academy, so much fun. That's animation. I have Steam Dolls that just came out, independent game. There's so many things. Jeez. Blood of Zeus, we dropped season 3, our most recent season. Fantastic show. And,
I need to watch that because are you hair in that one or?
I'm the Fates. The Fates.
I'm
Fates.
All 3. Okay,
There's
3 Fates.
Characters.
Yeah.
They're all, yeah. There's been
because
very cool stuff lately.
One's blind, right? And
I can't tell you.
Okay.
I won't give anything away. This is my standard answer. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't draw it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not telling.
But okay, Jennifer, what I've been playing recently, because I've been waiting for the remake to come out of Knights of the Old Republic. And I was like, Bastila, still one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time.
Thank you.
And just very layered, just so much layers to her character.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if there's like that one memorable moment for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love that character so much. I love her. Love her. I will never forget, because what we did, the way we recorded it, what I remember is that we recorded all of the light side dialogue first. And I loved it because I'm like fighting the good fight and trying to save the universe and the bad guys and like, woo, here we go. And then I go back and they're like, okay, so now you're like this. And I was like, what? What? Who, what? Because this was early days, right? Before we really got into that whole, multiverse of approaches to things. And it took me a few minutes to key in. The director's finally like, just do it. I was like, okay, got it. Okay, I will be amoral and let's go. It took a minute to catch up to that adjustment. It was really, really fun though.
Is it true, when people say the villains, playing the part of a villain is more fun?
It's delicious. It is delicious. It is. I always say like one of my favorite things when people ask me about Paragon or Renegade from Mass Effect is I'll say, Paragon is who I wish I was, and Renegade is what I wish I could say every day. Although lately I have been a little renegade here and there, but we won't go into that.
For a good cause, though. Good cause. It's not like you're trying to rule the world with an iron fist.
But this is the thing, and I learned this. There was a whole debacle. I don't know if you remember this, but when Bayonetta 3 came out, There was this whole crazy debacle where the woman who had done Bayonetta 1 and 2 had a particular perspective on what happened and a set of facts that were very different from my set of facts. That's all I will say, because I think I'm probably under NDA till I die. But I watched what happened, and because I was under a double NDA on that one, I could not speak up on my own behalf. I had to keep my mouth shut and watch myself get publicly skewered. And there was a moment a couple days in where the companies were like, we're going to let it blow over. And I was like, I don't think it's going to blow over. I don't think this is going to blow over. And the next day there were 11 million tweets about it. Ooh. I was like, oh, I'm getting publicly, just ripped to shreds here. Can we please do something? But what I learned in the process was so much. I'm actually weirdly grateful for that experience, because I got to watch how many assumptions we all make in an instant. I watched, because I knew all the facts, and I watched all the assumptions everybody, including friends of mine, made just within seconds. Wow. And then proceeded on those assumptions. And I watched it going, I would have probably done the same thing.
That's scary.
I would have probably yeah, it is. I saw some recent communications around sort of a hotbed issue in the community right now. And I read some publications around it, and I went, wow, they just assigned motives to the people they're talking about. They assumed motives. Do they know that? Do they know that they assigned motives? And now everybody reading this is going to believe that that's their motives. And we don't know that. We make so many assumptions, and I was so grateful that I got to learn that lesson. And I still sit with it every day. So when I weigh in on anything, like I think we started this because, stirring up stuff about things and taking a stand, I'm always conscious, there's this voice in my head going, you could be 100% full of crap right now, because there's 16 things you might not know about this situation, and you're charging ahead so sure of yourself. I have learned that certainty is a real minefield. Just got to watch. When you're feeling so certain and so righteous, watch out. Just watch out.
So what do you... Yeah, so just watch out, and because I feel like there's like a lesson to be learned from this, and
slow down. Find somebody from the people find somebody among the people you're talking about who you're so certain are the enemy, and talk to them. No, listen to them. Like actually listen, which could be nauseating in the world we live in right now. Yeah. But I remember when the most recent election happened, it went a different way than what I was hoping, and I had a pretty internally visceral reaction to it, but I went, okay, hold on. There's a lot of people made a different choice than me. I do not have a corner on moral superiority in this planet. I might be missing something. So I had to go to actually get my hair cut the next day, and had to listen to someone who is of the opposite perspective. It was the last thing I wanted to do, but I thought, this is an opportunity. I get to learn something. And I shut my mouth and I listened. And I'll be darned if we don't have some very specific things in common. We agree on several things about what is wrong. Where we differ is how to fix it. There are definitely places we disagree. But we have some pretty hotbed areas of agreement. We violently agree on some things. It's how the solution happens that we differ strongly on in those areas. It's learning to not kill somebody because they think differently. Yeah.
Yeah. When I think of that, like I'm always thinking about like the present, like what's happening now, and then standing from the outside. Like if this is like in the history, what would that be like? And it's like things change over time, and I feel like a lot of video games have that kind of messages too, where if something like I'm pretty sure Metal Gear has like something like that, where like we could be enemies now, but later on we're friends and etc.
Yep, that's how life goes. That's actual life. It's so funny to me because, for people who are over 40, grew up playing board games, beginning, middle, and end, that's how the world works. No, video games are more accurate. You just go to the next level and it just keeps going. It never ends. It keeps going. It's like an online MMO. Like, let's go, just keeps going.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, later on, I do want to ask about Skills Hub. Yes. And we can talk about that now. Yeah, let's talk about that now. Skills Hub, voice acting, because you're helping people out, and this is like your passion.
It is. Ever since I started this career, I've always been the one who, when somebody was interested in voice acting, I go, okay, here's what you do. Here's where you go. Here's who you talk to. Let me know what you need. I've always done that. And now we've just formalized that. Like, I didn't write a book about voice acting. What I did was make a platform with the help of my sister and our friend Bill the Dev. The three of us are partners together. And we put this together because I had a problem in the pandemic. I was sick and tired of auditioning by myself, listening to my own point of view all over and over. And I felt isolated and bored. And I was like, I just want 10 minutes with somebody I trust. I want to talk to one of my fellow actors or a voice director or a casting director. I just want 10 minutes with them. There's got to be a way to build this. And Bill did it. And in that process, we did countless hours of, user interviews. I forget what they call it. Anyway, when you sit somebody down and pick their brain about what they need. And we bumped into this huge group of people who just want to learn how to do this, or either they want to start and they don't know what to do next, or they've already started and they stalled out, or they've taken a bunch of classes and still are spinning their wheels. And we realized there's all these people who need answers. So I sat down, again, instead of writing a book, I wrote out like these things, we call them paths. They're literally step-by-step instructions that are plugged in to a portal, and you just go through the checklist. It'll go, okay, take this class. Okay, take this step. Practice this thing. All right, meet with this person. Take this class. Do this thing. And what's grown out of it that surprised me completely, I didn't expect and I didn't plan. I mean, we went in going, we want to break down doors. We want to open up access to the whole planet because you can do this from anywhere, and there's so many talented people out there, and you don't have to live in New York or LA or Vancouver or London to do this, or Sydney. You can be anywhere. We got 5 members who've coached this with this one particular coach who does a lot of game work. 5 of them, just with one coach, who they live nowhere near LA. One lives in Malaysia. They all now have put in the time, and they have LA agents, and they're going out for the big stuff. We have members who work a lot, but nobody talks about what happens in between. When it's the slow times, like, what do you do? How do you pay your bills when it's slow? And I'm all about the practical. That's one thing that we offer that a lot of sites don't. We offer the business side. Like, okay, you can learn skill after skill, but how do you put the money where it matters? You do the business side. And we have business classes, business guides. We have over 90 coaches now who are working actors, voice directors, casting directors, and you can talk to them directly. That person who did that thing you love, you can go, how did you do it? What should I do? And they can guide you. And we have this incredible community, though. That's what really surprised me. We have this hundreds of people who are each other's allies, because we created these spaces called workout rooms. They're free and anybody can put one up. And we have coaches doing free coaching in there. Sometimes we have people meeting up, teaching each other languages. We have them creating projects and launching podcasts and launching audio dramas. And these free spaces that we have are busy constantly. And this community, they take such good care of each other. It's incredible. It's the kind of place I always wanted to be. And here it is. I'm thrilled that we have it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've done the work, and then now it's like, here it is, and let me help you.
Yeah, because I did a lot of digging. I went into Reddit and Facebook and Discord and all the places people go, social media, looking for answers, and I saw the same problems over and over. Like, I've made a demo, but nothing's happening, or I spent all this money on classes and I don't know what to do next. And I'm like, that's because there's 18 holes in your information, or your information's not current, or you got that out of order. We started a YouTube channel, skillshub.life on YouTube, and we put a lot of that information up there. How do you get past the practical stuff? Because I think it's wrong when people quit their dreams just because they didn't have the right information, or because they didn't know what to do next. I think that's sad, because that's the muse trying to come through. Let it rip. We got you. we can help fill in those holes for you. Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, Skills Hub. No, I'm gonna I want to check it out and just experience everything and all that.
Yeah, skillshub.life. Yeah.
All right. And I want to ask about just different characters. You're just the top of your mind, most memorable moment, right? So first off, let's start off with Commander Shepard.
Most memorable moment was saying goodbye to Gareth. But there were a couple of them. There were 3 that just jump front of mind right now. Early on, it was, I think, the beginning of 2, end of 1, beginning of 2, when I'm out the airlock and I'm, trying to live, out in space, just doing that. Oh, I think I caused discomfort in the booth, and it was lovely to see them so uncomfortable listening to me die. That was really fun. And then saying goodbye to Garrus was a killer. That killed me. It still chokes me up. And the scenes with Anderson at the end of 3 absolutely slayed me. Keith is so brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And because we would all record alone. We didn't get to work with the other actors. And, fun fact, every single line in that thing is cold reading. Did not see the script ahead of time. Walked in, saw it, did it. Every single line. And it was out of context. We'd hop around in the timeline. That's a shout out to voice directors, man. Our voice directors were amazing. Okay, so yeah, that's my Commander Shepard faves.
And then Naomi Hunter, Metal Gear Solid.
Working with Dave Hayter. Because we've been friends forever. He's one of my friends I'm most stupid with. Because when I'm stupid, I really trust you. Yeah, he's just he's one of my best friends. He's like my family. And I remember, because we did that back in 96, I think we recorded that. And he and I had met, I want to say the year before, or I think it was almost a year before, working on the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I'm Black Cat and he's Captain America. And we just instant friends. That's it. Done. And so we booked that job together, and then just going on and still being friends. I'll never forget. Oh God, over a decade ago, I was just beginning the Star Wars Old Republic online stuff. And I knew they were still casting. And I said, what do you need? And they said, oh, we need a male Jedi. And I was like, oh, what about Dave Hayter? And they're like, oh my God, would he do it? I'm like, let me ask. Because, he's a crazy successful, super duper screenwriter. And he's like, all right. And I'm thinking it was one session and he's still doing it today. I'm like, sorry, I know you're busy. Sorry. But I think he loves it. He's such a good voice actor. People, I don't know if they know that as much as his writing, but Jesus, he's amazing. I think they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah. He's brilliant. And then we've done other stuff together. Like we did The Long Dark together. We just did Steam Dolls together. We get to do stuff together all the time. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. It's now the future. It's like you guys are just bonded in life.
Oh yeah, it's done deal. I go over to his house all the time when I'm in LA. I'm like, hey, I'm bringing food. His wife is amazing. I love her so much. Yeah.
Okay. Chronica in Mortal Kombat.
Yes, it's so good to be bad. It's so good to be bad. I love her so much. Just how vile she is. It's so fun. It's such freedom. It's, what you can take all the governors off and say all this stuff all the ways that you want to say it. Just stick it to people.
And speaking of that, because she has the power to just manipulate time. For you, if you were able to just manipulate
Turn back time. Yeah.
Turn back time, see history or see the future, what would you want to do?
Jeez, wait. Oh, John. That's a big one. We want to zoom everybody out and let them see all the dumb patterns that we're doing. See that the solution is that, I don't know if you've ever heard, I think it's a parable. I'm terrible at knowing what these things are called, but that thing where the guy's there's a guy, he's in purgatory, and he's taken to, for a preview of hell. Hell's gorgeous. There's banquet tables everywhere. Gorgeous food all over the table. It's amazing. But everybody's unhappy, and they're all starving because they have 2-foot utensils strapped to their hands and they can't get the food in their mouth. So then he's taken to heaven. It's identical. Same food, same napkins, same crazy utensils. Everything's identical. And everybody's super content because they're all feeding each other. That's what I wish I could have people zoom out of the world far enough to see that. And I wish I had a magic wand. I don't know if you can get this out of time, but if time could give me this, where you could just tap somebody and you would understand what the people you violently disagree with the most are going through. Because I think when you can understand somebody, you can disagree with them, but you can't hate them. That's what I would wish. Plus, to know everything I know now and go back and do it again.
So you would do that because some people would be like no regrets, but I feel like for me personally, I'm like, if I could change this, I'm down to do that.
Yeah, I'd want to have a good time. I was too hard on myself the whole time. I'd want to just go back and just play my buns off and have a blast. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So I think with that, we're almost running out of time, but I guess
We can't turn back time, John. We can't.
can't turn back time.
No.
Yeah.
Now it's in your head.
So there's I wanted to ask you this. I don't know if it was like something like you can't talk about, but yeah, I forgot all about it. So we won't. Because
I messed with your mind. I phoenixed you. I phoenixed your head, John.
Okay, can you talk about season 2 at least? No, right? Nothing at all.
I can talk about anything that hasn't hit the airwaves. I can say it's awesome. I can say that. I can say that with complete authority. It is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like sadness, like every time I'm watching a show, when a character, like in the first the 97, Gambit, what happened, I'm devastated, people are devastated, and like I understand why the creatives do it, but I hate it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's so Game of Thrones of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that really took the lid off there. Like, just kill people. Yeah, just go. It's fine. Fine. Kill your darlings. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah. And yeah.
Red wedding them all.
So I guess in closing, do you have anything you want to say? Because I feel like this whole just understanding each other, I feel like that's such an important message of, let's say we take out social media, right? Because social media, it's everything's like you just assume, because it's like maybe a one sentence thing taken out of context compared to talking to each other, like, what we're doing now, so we can feel each other's vibe and all that.
Check your assumptions. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Mind your boundaries, of course. I mean, if you keep sticking your hand in something and it cuts it every time, stop sticking your hand in there. But here's what I would say to everybody is, you know what? And this might sound like a total downer. You're gonna die. Just get that through your head and live your life accordingly. Like, I love listening to the wisdom of people who are super close to the end of their life. They know what's going on. They know what matters. Key into that. Because social media, it's such a trap. And we've heard it over and over again, but don't compare other people's highlight reel to your raw footage. Your raw footage is beautiful. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate your physical self, your body, exactly as it is. It got you here. It gets you through every day. Dig into the beauty that is yourself, because that's all you get, and that comparisonitis takes you out of yourself. It separates you from your soul, and it feeds nothing except corporate profits. Don't do that. That's not fun. Let's have fun.
Yeah, that's a great, like, just life, being in the moment and all that. And Jennifer, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and just your work. It's legendary. So I'm always appreciative.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate being here, and everybody out there. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, because of you, we get to do what we do. And just thank you. And thank you, John, for this space and this opportunity. And thanks for letting me talk about my baby.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got it. So I'm going to get one of those cups too now.
Yeah, here we go. Let's have that live support. Yep.
All right, Jennifer, it's been a pleasure. Take care.
Thanks, John. Take care.